play in the beginning, it's a different order.
All right, so
but there's not always a video.
That's another great question. You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
Unmute me!
Listen to me, you whining little whelp.
From the Gettysburg Tour Studio.
Hi, this is Bo Brinkman.
All the DJs say this one's on its way. Number one.
You think I have something to do with science?
Shut up!
You're listening to From Studio 1A.
The popular podcast addressing Gettysburg.
Cool.
Yes, sir. Grabbed and pulled and hurt my neck.
Addressing Gettysburg today.
There's no time. Hello, exactly.
Oh my God, I love Bill Letzkorn.
Get out. Pretty cool. You always steal my thunder with this time limit nonsense. Duh.
Take two. Take two, ladies and gentlemen.
I swear to God, we've been doing this for a couple of years. Like,
you would think we'd have it down pat by now.
Like we didn't start doing this last week.
But it wasn't anything we did wrong. It was the USB port in the computer that comes out of the board into the computer. It crapped out. And it didn't have a 2 days ago we were in here recording the show. And no problem.
It's not even permanently crapped out either.
No, it'll work again tomorrow.
Yeah, give it a month or two, and it'll be back on. It's ridiculous.
Joe Denise, we need you to come up and take a look at this computer. I think I've overloaded it with USB devices. We need to expand it. Stat. Joe Denise. Joe Denise to the operating room. Joe Denise to the operating room. Stat. Anyway. Here we are. Michael, 6 Questions Lens is sitting in for Ronnie Ronstadt. How you doing, Ron? I mean, Michael.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, boy.
Wow, and I'm the one with the concussion. My goodness, man.
How have you been?
Well, besides that concussion, I'm doing pretty well.
Good. We'll get to the concussion a little bit later. But otherwise, you're doing okay, right?
Oh, I'm fine.
You haven't sat in for Veronica in several months, so are you feeling rusty at all?
No, but I can never feel her shoes.
No, that's true.
By the way, though, I mean, up here,
I'm
looking down on you.
Yep.
I miss that feeling.
It's proper. I mean, for the queen that she is of this program,
that's why
it's
we do
appropriate.
Yeah.
Just be careful, man. Don't be falling out of that chair on us over there, dude.
You joke about that, but
No, that's one of the nice ones. That's one of the nice ones. It's got a nice wide base to it.
And
If you fall out of that, you deserve it.
That's one of the new ones, right? With the footrest? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You'll be fine.
It's wonderful. It's comfortable.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad that that you're comfortable up there. Yeah. Ronnie has she's the only one that has the old furniture from the old studio. And the rest of us have different furniture now. So we're lower. In the old studio, we were up high.
Right.
Which, of course, is for the purpose of your diaphragm. You know, you want to be, I don't know, I just made that up.
So you can project?
So you can project it.
Right.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just making that up. But it's probably true. But anyway, so this one is a different situation. And that table is like perfect. It fits in there perfectly, right? Because you could get past it still and all that.
Absolutely.
And it does whatever you need it to do. You don't need a whole lot of space up there. And so that's
feels like I'm a judge, and you're like, approach the bench,
right?
You know, that type of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be. Mike Lynch should be the judge of all. Real quick before we move on to any other thing we want to talk about here, we got a gift from. Oh shit! I threw the receipt out, and I can't. We got a bunch of things in the mail.
You're
anyway,
bad at that.
we got no.
Just stop sending the stuff to him. Just send it to me.
He'll keep track of it. It's from Sean McCormick. He says, really enjoy the podcast and live videos from the field. Hope this helps get the new studio up and running. Keep doing what you're doing. Sean, if you're watching, write in the comments what it was that you sent me, please, because I threw out the receipt. It might come back to me, though. It might come back to me, because I've only gotten a few things in the mail, and this was the only one that had a note in it. So, damn it.
Listen, I was here when he opened it, and he was so ecstatic about it having a note. And he's like, I need that. I need to save that. And
do you remember what it was?
No, I don't.
Swear to God, we have been doing this for a couple of years.
Yeah.
This isn't our first rodeo.
It's like every day is my first day. And that's what I like.
It keeps it fresh.
It keeps it fresh, right. All right, so it might come back to me through the course of the show. So Veronica is at the Thaddeus Stevens festivities for today. Is today in Lancaster?
It is. The banquet's going on right now.
Right, the banquet.
According to the schedule.
In Lancaster.
You gotta go to Lancaster?
Well, he lived there.
Yeah, that's where
I know, he's buried
who
there.
Who the hell wants to go to Lancaster?
Well, not me. That's why I'm not there. I'm doing this, But tomorrow is the unveiling of the statue, or the unveiling of the ghost that's been in front of the courthouse. Like Scooby-Doo, and then it's like, well, let's see who it really is. And they pull it off, and it's like, Old Man Stevens. And he's like, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you stupid kids.
Is it just me, or does it look like he's at a run?
Yeah, it looks like he's coming to hit you with his cane.
He's at a trot. I don't know that Thaddeus Stevens ever ran at all in his life.
I doubt it. But he's
just charging into the street.
Didn't he have, he had alopecia, didn't he? Isn't that why he wore a wig?
I know he was bald.
Yeah.
I think didn't he have alopecia?
Probably.
Maybe.
I don't know.
That would have been a question for Ross.
Yeah, that would have been a question for Ross.
But he's in Lancaster.
I hope. Well, I mean, I'm just because one of the keynote speakers tonight at Lancaster is Chris Rock, and so I'm afraid that he might make an alopecia joke and get in trouble. Maybe Ross would hit him, like Will Smith did. I'm trying to move on to. It's not a joke. I'm trying to move on to the next topic. Did you? Okay. So this Will Smith thing. What are your thoughts on this, Mike? Because you seem to have a keen take on things. So I'm interested what you think about Will Smith hitting Christopher Rock.
Okay. One, I'm not a huge fan of going up and belting comedians, even though sometimes they might deserve it. But I think, and especially those who think they are comedians, sometimes deserves to get belted too. But in this case, when I look at this, it was out of line for the award show. It could have been handled a little bit better than what he did. But he did get his message across, so I mean, there is that. If you're trying to send a message,
he did.
Well done,
yeah, loud and clear.
Well
Don't make fun of his wife.
No. Yeah. But I think he could have handled that a little bit better and a little differently.
What about you, Eric? You think that too, or did you see? Did you see it?
I don't even care. Honestly, I've definitely seen it.
Yeah.
and I have definitely wet myself laughing at it.
I love all the memes that have come out.
That's what I was getting to. It's like there is just this influx of new memes into the system, which are amazing.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Otherwise, like I couldn't give a rat's ass less.
No, I'm not asking. Do you care? I'm just wondering what your take on. Do you think he was in the right?
No, absolutely not.
Exactly. I don't think anybody does.
It's Chris Rock.
Right. Right.
Like, are we really going to be that sensitive?
Yes.
Like, oh, dear mom and dad, Chris Rock made fun of my wife's hair, so I slapped him.
But only
on
after
stage at the Oscars.
Only after I saw the disappointment on her face because I was laughing.
I honestly have, like, I watched. It was an interview with Jim Carrey a few days ago.
Yeah,
where he talked about it. I really liked his.
What did he say? I heard, but
it was wholly inappropriate, and the fact that the Academy has yet to do anything about it is, you're basically condoning it.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, right after that, Will Smith got an Oscar.
I know he won Best Actor, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
lead actor.
Insane.
Yeah.
Well, you think anywhere else that like he would have been kicked? Like if it wasn't Will Smith, and that would have been anywhere else, that person would have been removed from the audience
Or arrested.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Not only that,
and Jim Carrey talked about that. He was like, he declined to press charges, but it's probably mostly because he doesn't want to deal with the hassle.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him.
Right.
Like I can't fathom what that lawsuit would look like, or how god awful long it would take, and the mental gymnastics that would be involved in justifying that nonsense. But honestly, I like deep down, as a human being, I don't give a shit.
What was your favorite meme though? Did you? The Alec Baldwin one was my favorite.
That was a good one. I like that.
Alec Baldwin's sitting in the audience with a gun. It says Alec Baldwin's waiting for Chris Rock to make fun of his wife.
oh my God,
with a pistol in his hand. He's got a pistol in his hand. I thought that one was pretty good. I liked the Buster one.
The Buster one.
Yeah. Where
that was yeah. Where did you find that? Because
I don't remember.
You sent that to me, and then I stole it and put it on there.
There's a good one where it's like it's a still of Chris Rock right after it happened, and it's captioned, "When your mom hits you in front of your friends and you act like it didn't hurt." That one really.
Yes.
Listen to that note though. I mean, let's talk about it. Will Smith put his hips into that slap, and Chris Rock didn't flinch from it, man. He just kind of took it on the chin.
If you look at the video,
the News of Pruder
film, you get some stills of it, like within milliseconds of him slapping the shit out of that man.
Yeah,
like he's got a fist. Like Chris Rock has a fist.
He's ready to go.
Oh yeah, and I guess he made the decision that he wasn't gonna.
And that was the right decision.
That was the right decision. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see a still of like Will Smith's hand and Chris Rock's cheek, and it's just like, that like weird.
Oh, they're out
right at that moment. Are they out there?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
You got to pay attention to that.
There's some people that say that it's faked. Do you think it's faked?
No.
Oh, absolutely not.
I've seen
not.
Chris Rock movies, and he is not that good of an actor. Because I watched the aftermath of it, and that man was on the verge of tears.
I agree. You're absolutely right, Eric.
He's not that good of an actor.
No, he's not.
I've seen Grown Ups,
and I've seen almost everything he's been in, and he's not that good. You're right, and he. When Will Smith yells at him to keep his wife's name out of his mouth the second time, right? And Chris Rock kind of looks at him and he goes, "Ooh, I could." And I don't think he was going to say, "I could hit you." I think he's going to say, "I could tear into you being cuckolded by your wife who slept with your children's friend."
I definitely would.
Yes, that's what Ricky Gervais.
I would have made him cry.
Ricky Gervais was like, "I wouldn't have made fun of her alopecia. I would have made fun of her sleeping with their kid's friend." And I'm like, "Yeah, please." That's the weirdest freaking thing. That family is so weird.
Well, what was really strange to me was, when Will Smith got his award, we got to move on from this topic, but
we don't have much to talk about. So
it was like he was trying to justify it in a roundabout way because he had just finished playing this really protective man, the Williams fellow.
Yes.
So you all like this is cool now? Like we can just slap the shit out of everybody? Hey, right on. I'm all for that, man. I have no problem.
That's what I'm afraid of. Well,
with slapping the color out of your dreams. But
but that's the thing though, is now these because you know that's going to start a rash of like hecklers or something going up to a comedian at a small club and whacking him in the face, or a musician or something. Because now it's like if a performer can't just get up there and do his thing without you defending your wife's honor, I mean, no comedian is safe. No one's safe. I don't know. I think the better joke would have been about her sleeping with someone else. What, Eric?
No, Amanda Clow.
What did she say?
He's as good as the zebra in Madagascar.
Well,
the fair point.
The funny thing about that is, so he was the zebra in the Madagascar movie.
Yeah.
Who played the hippo in the Madagascar movies?
I have no idea.
Is it Will
Jada
Smith?
Pinkett Smith.
Oh, it wasn't Will Smith.
Was it really?
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. I did
the
not know
female
that.
hippo.
The female hippo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the one that likes him big. You likes him chunky. My kids pee themselves laughing listening to that song.
What song?
We'll have to play it for you later.
Okay. Is it a Madagascar song?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I used to watch that with my nephew. I don't remember the songs.
No, who did that? I think Black Eyed Peas did it for the movie.
Yeah. No.
Hang on.
It was a song before.
Hang on. I have the wealth.
How does it go, Mike? Sing it.
I have the collective knowledge of mankind.
Why doesn't anybody sing it when I say sing it?
I like to move it.
Oh, that one?
No, not that
Not
one.
that one.
That wasn't her. That was the lemur. I thought that character was
King
funny.
Julian's the best part of that movie.
King Julian,
by the way.
that's right. Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yes.
Let me see if I can get this. Oh, it's Will I Am did it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hang on, I gotta get through these YouTube
Is it that,
commercials. For Fancy Feast.
Oh, jeez. Fancy
And
Feast.
Taco Bell fries. You know what's amazing? These nacho fry commercials are just
disgusting.
No, it's like it doesn't have anything to do with fries, man.
no,
like they're
it
out
doesn't.
Baja in a razor. Like, what are you doing?
You
But
know,
here we
that
go.
annoys me when commercials don't line up with what they're advertising. I don't know that. All right, I think we've had
we
it
got
2 minutes.
demonetized.
Yeah,
Exactly all over this, dude.
I don't know that one though.
I'll let you listen to it afterwards.
So she sings that or Chris Rock does?
No, Will I Am sings it.
Oh,
as
what
the male hippo.
Oh, it's the male hippo.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
plays the male hippo. Will
No.
I Am.
No.
He just sings it.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
What were we talking?
I don't know. I was trying to think of what that had to do with what we were talking about, and then I couldn't remember what we were talking about. Oh boy. Well, okay. So where did we leave off with that? Oh, so another thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to call in to the show,
Please.
Please call in because I'd like to hear your Eric.
Sorry.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Hey man, I haven't eaten yet today, and it's just.
So then there
happening.
should be no gas coming out of your belly.
No, that's not how it works.
Oh, because that's the decomposition of your.
Yeah, absolutely. My
urethra.
insides. Yeah.
Excuse me. Let me take a swig here. My friend sent me this up from North Carolina. It's moonshine. It's delicious.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Try it.
What'd you do?
Try it.
You ran out of your weekly supply of fucking maple syrup, and you just rinsed out the jar.
You think this is my weekly supply?
Yeah, absolutely.
What am I, Buddy the Elf?
Just a gallon of maple syrup.
I decided to buy a glass jug for water instead of reusing plastic jugs because they always taste funny after a while.
Well, I mean, it's plastic.
Yeah, so I figure I'm going with glass. Maybe there's
and it's Gettysburg water. So how good is it going to be?
no. I use the filtered water from Kenny's.
Yeah, I know. You're such a bougie woman.
Yeah, it's 35 cents a gallon. How bougie is that?
It's bougier than my Brita.
Yeah, but Brita. See, you don't have Gettysburg water. So,
Correct.
Right. So Brita doesn't do anything. It still tastes like a swimming pool.
Well,
but I don't understand why the restaurant's water doesn't smell or taste like swimming pool.
Have you ever had? Oh, dude, no. Like half of the restaurants in town, it definitely tastes. It's coming straight off of the tap.
I'm going to bring you a bottle. Oh, I know it's coming from the tap, but I don't understand why theirs doesn't taste like a swimming pool.
Well,
while
some of them
mine
have
does.
like inline filters built into
that would
the
be
feed
it.
line.
That would be it. Maybe that's what it is.
For those watching and listening, this is what it's like before the show goes live. So
yeah, this
basically we just transport it to microphone.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't have a pre-show conversation. We just kind of all sat here and stared at each other.
Yeah.
And then now we're doing this. So whatever. Okay. But yeah, no. The phone number is 717-428-19 or 420-1978. Want to call in about that? We want or call in about whatever you want to, really. But we're talking about a little update on Devil's Den. Mike Lentz had an accident. Not an accident. Well, yeah, you accidentally did it, but it wasn't like a car accident is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. And he, we're going to talk about that in a little bit with him because that one was bad. And it happened, or I should say I noticed it after the show last week. I looked at my phone, and there it was. So we'll come back. We'll talk about that. A couple of other things. So we don't really have much. So call in, and let's see what happens. All right, we'll be right back.
An email to info@addressinggettysburg.com. Be sure to include the reason why you think you'd make a good guest when you write us.
When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah. We'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah.
Very family friendly. We had a wonderful time with our son.
Me and my friends were able to rent these bikes and go at our own pace, so we were able to just do what we wanted to do when we wanted to do it, and I highly recommend it to anybody else.
It seemed like the right way to go to view the wonderful sights and also get an incredible amount of history from Bob.
Our tour guide Bruce was so knowledgeable about the facts and the history of these battlefields that I came away with an understanding that was unmatched by any other means.
The breeze on the battlefield made up for the hot day.
I had a wonderful time, great trip, lots of history, wonderful bike ride, perfect weather. Could have asked for a nicer day. Highly recommend it.
If you're going to tour Gettysburg, I would recommend doing it on the bike. It's a lot of fun.
I loved it. It was awesome.
We really couldn't stump the professor with any of our questions, so we thought it was really well worth it.
It was an excellent day out and got you outside and experienced the weather. Beautiful weather out here today.
We had a lot of fun. If you're thinking about it, I'd just say give it a shot. It was awesome for us. I hope it's awesome for you guys too.
Go to gettysbike.com or call 717-752-7752 to book a battlefield experience you will never forget.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
Have you noticed our revamped website at addressinggettysburg.com? Well, that's the fine work of a man named Mike Stretch, and he also redid our logo for us. Both of them I originally designed, and both of them were originally horrible, but now they're nice, and that's all thanks to Mike. Mike has an awesome t-shirt company called Heritage Depot. There you'll find great designs based on Gettysburg and the Civil War with t-shirts and other types of merchandise. So go to heritage-depot.com and spruce up your Gettys Nerd wardrobe. That's heritage-depot.com. Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used, and online they have even more to choose from. And if the Civil War isn't your thing, that's not a problem. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books. It's astounding how many thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more they have in their store. And that's because, well, they have a warehouse too. And that's where they keep all the books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs. And if you prefer to stop by when you're in town, well, you could do that too. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com or stop by 42 York Street, or you can call them at 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
Like wiping with sandpaper. Ouch! Here's Matt and the gang.
Man, it's...
Hey, that water really does it to me.
all the bubbles in the water.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so someone in the comments asked about the Christian Slater Gettysburg meme. So if you watched The Office, there was an episode where Dunder Mifflin was being taken over by Sabre, or as Michael originally thought it was called, Sabre. And he... there was like a... You know how corporate... they put on these stupid videos and talk about... they, indoctrinate you into the cult. And so they had one and they used Christian Slater. And he goes... Have you ever tasted a rainbow? Well, it's Sabre. You will. And then it goes to Jim, and he's just looking in the camera like, what? Doesn't make any sense.
Skittles, isn't it?
Huh?
That's Skittles, isn't it? Taste the rainbow?
That's what I would think.
Yes. So he... So that's what that's from. So that's why Christian Slater that's from the video that they did in the Office. And, I just took liberties with the line, have you ever tasted a rainbow? Well, at Gettysburg, you will. And that's where that comes from. So someone asked, thought we'd share that with them and let them know what the hell everything is all about. Mikey, you had yourself a little bit of an accident last week.
Yeah, what else is new?
Not much. 717-420-1978 if you want to call in, talk to Mike about his accident, and maybe offer him some condolences.
He's not even wearing a Band-Aid anymore.
I know. But let's so tell us what happened there, first of all, and then we'll show some pictures.
Certainly. So for me, I was working Friday night, so I wasn't here at the show. So there I was doing my thing in my position at Chick-fil-A, and one of the guests orders a gallon of sweet tea. So I'm like, all right. So I go grab a gallon. I fill up with sweet tea because we brew it fresh there. So there we go. Chick-fil-A quality. I bend down to get the lid and the label for the gallon, because that's what also we do as well. We don't just fill the thing up, give you the cap, and say, here, have fun. We make sure it's got some class to it, right? You got to make sure you got to present it. So what happens is the lids and labels are at the bottom of the counter, the front counter there, and kind of like a cubby. And so for me, it's also just on the opposite side of the entrance to the front counter. So what I did is I angled my body to make sure someone could still get in behind me and still get into the front counter area.
So your first mistake was being considerate.
Yes, that was
number one. Go ahead.
And so what I then did, but I also realized I was in a hurry. I had to get this gallon of tea out. So I bent down.
Your second mistake was haste makes waste. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I bent down quickly and head-butted our metal sauce and cup lid organizer.
All right, so Colby's got.
ready for this?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see Mike's with the with the Band-Aid there.
All right, here he is.
All right, so Mike with the Band-Aid. Mike, so this was an ambulance EMT that put this on you, or did you do this yourself?
No. So what happened was, keep in mind this is at the front counter.
I thought it was painter's masking tape, honestly.
It does look like I've never seen a blue Band-Aid before.
Why is he even carrying around a roll of frog tape, man?
You're not too far off on that. So all this is happening. So I get up, I stand up quickly, and I start feeling something warm coming out of my head. So I reach up, and I feel out, and there's blood. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I go over to the paper towel dispenser, grab a bunch of paper towels, put it on the wound. My next thought is to look back and see if I got any blood in the tea or on the tea. Nope, didn't. We're doing good
wait.
there.
Let me stop you there. How would you have known if you got the blood in the tea? Because wouldn't it just kind of...
it's easy enough.
Is it?
Yeah, it's easy enough.
What, does it float? Or does it make like a grease slick or something?
You can tell there's contaminants in the tea, even despite it being darker.
It turns blue, like when you pee in the pool.
But you can definitely tell a difference.
You can, okay.
You can definitely tell a difference if something else is in there.
Okay, all right.
So there I go. The interesting thing about this for me was the guest who ordered the gallon of tea was standing right there when I did it. Watched the whole thing. And then one of my teammates comes along, finishes up the job, puts the cap on, puts the label on, and I go back, go to the first aid kit, slap on the Band-Aid, and head back to my position.
What a trooper.
The only problem was, shortly thereafter, I start having a headache, I start getting dizzy, and my shift lead comes over and goes, "Are you all right?" And me, I go,
"Is that a fucking rhetorical question?" It's Mike Lentz. Like, when is he all right?
When he's safely tucked in bed.
That's questionable.
Only if the guardrails are up.
Listen. Mike
has to keep his mattress on the floor so he doesn't fall out of bed and kill himself.
Can I just tell you the conversation that Matt and I were having the other day about Mike? Because it's phenomenal.
You talking about the gerbil ball?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, wait. Hold on.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But so basically my shift lead tells me to sit down. And so I sat down, and they're like, "We're getting an incident report for workers' comp."
Another one.
By now,
put it in the file.
By now, I'm like Tim the Toolman Taylor at MedExpress. They know me by first name out there, okay? So basically, I go get checked out, and it's a mild concussion.
Oh, boy.
So,
of course it is.
Okay.
And so right now, the headaches have gone, dizziness is gone.
Now wait, hold on. You went to the doctor when? Not on Friday.
No, on Saturday.
Yeah, because was it Saturday?
Yeah, it was Saturday.
Because I thought you posted something, or maybe I read it on Saturday, but it was from Friday. Yeah. There was something where you posted like, I feel a little dizzy.
Yeah.
The world isn't making sense, but Joe Biden is, and and so people were like, that sounds like a concussion.
So yes.
And then did you go to the doctor after that?
Yes. So okay, it'll be fine. I bashed my head on a metal organizer. It'll be fine. So I head off to MedExpress, and sure enough, they tell me I have a concussion.
Okay.
Right now, I'm recovering from it. I'm still in a fog.
Are you recovering, or are you just waiting for your next injury?
Oh, snap.
Hopefully not. So that gets us to the gerbil ball idea.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's go to that idea.
Yes. Okay. This was one of the better giggles I've had in a minute, man. Matt and I were driving over to Chambersburg to pick up some stuff for the studio, like lighting stuff and little things to hang things up in here, and he's telling me about this conversation that he had with you, and somehow you guys the night previously had gotten on the topic of he needs to be in a
gerbil ball. Because the somehow was our friend Mike Bariski from Civil War Tees posted in your comments section under your post a picture of a gerbil ball, and it says, "We need to get you one of these," or something like that, right? And so when we were talking on the phone, because I called him because I wanted to check in on see how he was doing. So we're talking about everything, and then I mentioned the gerbil ball thing, and then the image of us on a get out of the car tour, like 60 people walking across the wheat field, and Mike in a gerbil ball, started making me laugh, and like uncontrollably.
Yes, and then
because that happened just as my Delta 8 was kicking in.
Of course.
Of course it was.
And I was laughing so hard, and I hadn't laughed this hard in years.
And I didn't. And so he brought up this idea to me. I considered the merits of it, and I discovered there was a problem with this plan. What if a gust of wind comes up and knocks me down? I'd be rolling down the Wheatfield Road. Someone would have to come and catch me.
Listen, and it would so happen, too. So that brings us on to our conversation the following day, where we just took it and built on it, man. Because truthfully, we were talking about the likelihood of that happening. It gets pretty windy here.
Yeah.
We were concerned we might need to put some padding and braces on you before you go into the gerbil ball.
Like knee and elbow pads and a boxer's
we're
helmet.
so concerned about your safety, we have to pad you inside the protective thing we're putting you in.
Yeah. Maybe you look like an NHL goalie, right?
Have you ever seen the Bubble Boy movie?
Yeah.
It's like that.
You're John Travolta in the Bubble Boy.
Phenomenal. But not phenomenal. We don't want you to get hurt, but it's just like clockwork, man.
Oh,
Now, seriously, if as my memory has it, you are only, I'm going to be liberal and say 2 weeks out of the all clear from your previous injury,
from
which was like 6 weeks that you had to recover from,
hip
right?
and hamstring, yeah.
Yeah. And so you only had about a week or two of pure joy and feeling normal, and then boom, this again.
Yes, yeah.
And then, of course, it's not just a cut on the forehead, it's a concussion. I mean, come on. Honestly, what it is? So people ask me, they go, what's the deal with him? And I don't know what to say. I think... I'm like, I don't know. Are you clumsy? Like, were you always this way? What is the deal, Mike? Tell us.
I think one of the issues I have is I don't know when to throttle back. I just go.
You're enthusiastic.
Yeah,
You'd think you'd have learned by now.
Yeah, I know. But again, that's the other half of this equation. I'm frankly not that smart. So, I mean, one, I don't throttle back. The other, I'm not that smart. Don't learn from my mistakes. And there you go. And this happens pretty regularly.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. It is pretty regular. So, all right. So then are you taking it easy now, though?
Yes.
You're
No, I'm not doing any head banging right now because I'm black out and fall off the stool.
Are you Are you going to work?
Tried to this week.
Yeah.
But basically, it came down to I actually had to pull myself out and say, look, I'm having difficulty concentrating. If I go full speed like I usually like to do, I might hurt myself worse.
Yeah.
So they were very understanding, and they worked with me and said, okay, you might need to sit this one out.
What year is it?
Huh?
What year is it?
What year is it?
It's part of that MACE test.
It's not 1863.
No. Sorry. Close.
Sit out a little longer.
Yeah. By the way, that's Ross, Colby's friend, who's sitting in with us. Hi, Ross. I didn't introduce you. I was waiting for you to talk.
I don't know why I'm here.
Neither do I.
But isn't that the question of life anyway? So none of us know why we're here.
Well, knowing my injury history, I'm happy to be here. So
yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Thank God you're.
I'm going to teach you something.
Okay.
That it's this little nugget of Army wisdom. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast.
I like that.
I like that.
So try not to fill up the tee at a dead sprint next time, and maybe you won't knock yourself out.
Let's show the people what he hit himself with.
Yeah. Let's show them that.
It's not even something that moves around.
Look, this is the thing he hit his head on. It's insane.
Yeah, it looks. I can't figure out what that is exactly.
I can't either, but it looks sharp.
What it was is it's basically a sauce organizer. We put in our ketchup in that sauce organizer, and I hit it flush on the side. It's actually kind of the sharp edge. Just went bam.
So how do we know if it was blood or ketchup on your forehead?
Oh, well.
Well,
that's a great question.
Could be that Polynesian sauce.
It's sweet and sticky. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
If you were trying to call in, the phone reset itself, so I just called it back. 717-420-1978. I swear to God, this is a cursed episode, this one here. Like, nothing technologically is going right today.
You know, that means the next one's going to be killer, though.
Yeah. We'll see.
No.
If there is a next one, I might quit right now.
Live on air?
Yeah.
If you were going to do it, that would be the way to go.
All right, I quit.
Just out. Mic drop out.
Done. Well, Mike, I'm glad that you're okay, and I'm glad that you didn't, crack your skull or anything like that. It's just a concussion, and people get them all the time. Didn't you used to play football?
I did.
And what position?
Lineman.
And did you ever get a concussion before? No.
No.
All right, well, better late than never.
Well, I think the takeaway there is Mike needs a helmet.
So now we have to just vote on what type of helmet to get him.
Yeah, that's a good
football
question.
helmet.
Want to get him a football? We can get him a football
He
helmet.
didn't get concussed with that thing on.
I got this dinner plate helmet over here you can borrow.
Yeah, why don't you put that on for
Doesn't
the
seem
show?
very protective, in all honesty. There's a lot of open spaces.
I don't think that's going to fit on his head, man.
It doesn't fit on mine.
Those things
so
are small.
They are.
I
They're
think
tight.
I think we do need to get him a football helmet.
There you go.
What size head do you have? Big.
Big,
Big head.
That's the best description of it.
So my head is big.
His
His is
huge.
gigantic.
All right. Well, we're going to have to get you a football helmet. Would you rather it be just a plain color, or would you like us to get you a team helmet?
Well, just plain color. Make it a white football helmet. At least this way I can spruce it up with Chick-fil-A logos.
Oh, there you go.
Bro, you're so about the team, aren't you?
Yeah.
I love
Listen,
that.
if we're providing a football helmet, there will be no Chick-fil-A logos on there.
Oh, no,
until
it'll be
we are
addressed in
provided
Gettysburg.
with
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
I like those rules.
fair enough. Fair enough.
I like those rules.
Chick-fil-A corporate is very protective of their taste profile.
Aren't they just?
All right. Well, so we'll work on a helmet there for you, Mikey, and everything like that. That'll be great.
Sounds
great.
good.
A lot of fun. All right. So, we got a caller here. So let's take the caller because they probably called before and tried to get in and didn't have any luck. And so here we go. Caller, you're on the air.
I bet it's Bill.
Hi, this is Elise. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you? Elise, you said?
Elise, yeah.
Yes. Hi, Elise. Okay. Sorry. So you're moving to Gettysburg?
That's okay. Oh, my God. Well, yeah, don't hate us.
Why would I?
I noticed something. Well, because you say you don't want anybody to
Well, where are you from? Are you from New York?
Oh, my God, no. Punxsutawney.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. If you're from New York or New Jersey or
Yeah,
Connecticut,
you know
we don't
Phil.
want you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know Phil. Of course.
Okay. Well, I have a funny question, and it's something that me and my husband have observed a lot.
Okay.
We come down there, oh, God, probably every other month. And we stay at the Quality Inn on Steinway. And as we're sitting there in the mornings, munching on our muffins or something good from the Gettysburg Baking Company, I'm seeing
it's my
all
new
these
favorite
older
place.
people. Yeah, all these older people, God bless them, taking their morning walks, and they all look like athletes. I'm talking like, 70 and older. So my question to you is,
How are we so
do
out
I
of
have
shape?
to lose 30 pounds to move there?
No, only when you're old. Are you old?
Well, I'm 59, so I'm getting old.
But you're not
But it's
retirement
like,
age.
I've never... Huh?
You're not at retirement age, so you've got some time to go before you need to get in shape.
I got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But it's like, we have noticed that. I've never seen so many in shape retired people in my life as I do in Gettysburg.
Well, because I think it's because there's a lot of retired people who were very successful in their careers, and those people tend to stay in shape
Well, I mean, like,
because they move here. They're not.
What else do you have to do when you're waiting around for the Reaper?
That's true. That's true.
I mean, we don't
naturally.
have a golf course in Gettysburg anymore. Like, there's one out in Fairfield, so okay. But
What about the Links? Isn't that still there?
that's out by Fairfield, isn't it?
I thought it was down the Tawnytown Road. I don't know. Maybe it's between the two. I don't know. I've only been there like once, so I can't remember how I got there. But okay, but there's a golf course or two in the area. But if you're seeing them walk around town, then
Get
I'm
up
guessing
at 6 o'clock in the morning because you're like 80 years old.
Yeah. It's
You
like,
know,
well,
you got a whole
Yeah, but
18-hour day.
They're all in
and-
better shape. They're all in better shape than me and my husband are. It's like, okay.
well, whose fault is that, Elise? That's not their
It's my fault. It's my fault.
To be
Because
fair,
you know, when we go there, it's a feeding thing. It's like you got to stop at Hunt's and get the fries and the cheesesteak.
Yeah.
And then you go to Gettysburg for the wings, and you go here and you go there. So it's like a feeding thing.
Yeah.
I have never been to
We always
Hunt's.
have to lose a little before we go down there. You've never been to Hunt's?
Yeah, that's crazy. You've
No,
never been to Hunt's?
never once. No.
Really?
Really?
No.
We have to go there.
Oh my God!
I've never been to Hunt's, but I'm brand new though.
You're brand new, Colby. You
Yeah,
got
I've lived
time.
here for like
I'm the new
7
kid on
years
the block.
almost now.
Well, we have to get you to Hunt's. It's good. What's your favorite? The cheesesteak, Elise?
Cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You got to get the cheesesteak from Hunt's.
I'm very particular about my cheesesteak.
I think you might like it. What kind of cheesesteak do you like? Like, who does it?
It's got to be, the right flavor combinations.
Like really salty?
Yeah. Well, not really salty.
But salty.
Like CJ's is too salty.
CJ's.
It's right next to the Ugly Mug.
Oh, I haven't tried those yet.
Really salty.
Okay.
It seems like they're the only place in town that actually uses salt, though.
Yeah, because most don't.
No.
Or very little if they do. Yeah, very little.
And that's why.
Yeah, because they're feeding the seniors that are walking
Exactly.
up and down.
That's what I was getting to. You got to make sure it's low sodium.
That's funny. Yeah, all the high blood pressure. No, I'd never noticed that about the seniors, but I'm not looking at seniors usually.
You're not usually out at 6 o'clock in the morning either.
Oh, no. No, I am not out that early. I do notice them walking around in the evening sometimes on the battlefield, and now that I think about it, they do seem to be in a little better shape than I am, which is kind of sad. But it's sad. But like I said to you, whose fault is that? It's mine. It's not theirs. They did the right things. They made the right choices, and here I am, a tub of lard. So whatever. So Elise, are you moving here for sure?
It's
Or?
a goal for us.
Pardon?
Yeah, absolutely. I look at Realtor.com every day. The problem is the cost of living down there as far as housing is much higher than here.
Don't look in the borough of Gettysburg.
Amen.
Look 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
10 to 15.
Like what is that? Ortana.
Hey now.
Colby's out there.
Ortana, Lawrenceville.
Bendersville? I like Bendersville. You don't like it up there?
Yeah, no, I do.
Okay.
I was getting that way. We're going clockwise. All right.
Okay, all right.
Go ahead. 15 minutes away from town.
Yeah.
And it's
that's what I've been doing.
significantly cheaper.
And
the
very
taxes,
pretty.
I was shocked. You said, I'm sorry, you said on another show, like 40 or 50% of the
It's
tax base in
fewer
the
than
town
50%.
is not.
Fewer than 50% are taxable properties
In the borough.
in the borough of Gettysburg.
Yeah.
So they burden the taxpayer with everything. So there's that, and then there's also most of the town is historic. What do they call it? Like a historic district.
Yeah.
So you have very little property rights. So what's the point of owning property? I mean, yeah, long-term investment, but like.
It's like living in an HOA, but the HOA is the government.
Right, exactly. But then you'll notice, if you drive around town, you'll see a few houses that are very gaudily painted, like purple and yellow and green and red. And there's a reason for that. And it's because the borough tried to tell them they could only choose from a certain color palette.
Yeah.
And they said, F you, I'm paying the taxes on the damn house. It's my house. And they painted it these gaudy colors. And the borough couldn't do anything about it. So, just remember
like
that.
the house with the yellow windows.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. They were told you can only use these, drab colors that Martha Stewart calls colonial, and then
It's the Sherwin-Williams Colonial Collection.
Exactly. But the Americana collection.
My first floor used to be painted. No lie.
Yeah. So I would find, and plus, who wants to be on top of your neighbors? Like, I live in town, and I'm about getting sick of it. I want to move out into the countryside where I can, just have some peace and quiet. But
I just had that conversation with a guy like half an hour before I came here.
About moving out of town?
About living in town. And just the sheer amount of noise.
You know, it's funny.
And I told him, I was like, look, man, any nice weekend during the summer, we're inundated with motorcycles, which isn't necessarily a problem. It's just everything is so close together in town.
Yes.
That it just amplifies and reverberates that noise.
But I got to tell you something that surprised me when I first moved here, and, you know, I'm up by the college, and, you know, first bike week, I don't know what's good. There's some kind of acoustic shadow that I'm in or something because I can't hear what goes on in the square. Like when there's a big party and they've got, you know, music blasting and everybody's all, you know, doing a block party or whatever in the square, I can't hear a damn thing from my house.
Well, you've got kind of taller buildings between your house
I got a lot
and
of
the
things
square.
blocking us.
Yeah.
But if you lived right on the major arteries going into the square, you're going to have a headache. I guess. I don't know. I've never lived. Actually, no, I did. I lived on Middle Street, on the corner of Middle Street and Baltimore. And I'm right at the light there. And it was just like trucks, 24 hours. The chicken trucks that come in with those empty cages rattling after they've dropped them off at the slaughterhouse. Oh, they're annoying. Just, you know, at 2 in the morning, you hear going by your window. I would not live in town for tons of reasons. As a homeowner, if you're a renter, it's a different story. You can pick up and leave when you can't stand it anymore. But do not buy. Unless you buy commercial and you have other people pay your mortgage and taxes.
Well, if you can buy a commercial property in Gettysburg, you can afford to buy a house in the borough.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But why would you want to? It's the indignity you suffer. That's what I'm talking about. Don't suffer the indignity of living as a homeowner in the borough. Hey, Elise, good luck with the move. When are you moving?
Oh, probably about another 2 years.
Oh, all right. So you got time.
And then I'll get a job at Hunt's, and
there you go.
I'll be one of those walkers in the morning before I go to work, looking really gaunt and in shape.
There you go. Perfect. That'll be fun. Well, all right.
Hey, you guys do a great job. Thank you so much. I love listening to your podcast.
Well, thank you very much for saying that. You have yourself a good night.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.
That's a good radio voice right there.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to take another break. We'll come back and wrap things up with a couple of more things. Nothing special, but we'll be right back.
Want to be on the show? Send an email to info@addressinggettysburg.com. Be sure to include the reason why you think you'd make a good guest when you write us.
When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah. We'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah.
Sorry, folks.
Problem, my fine four-fendered friend. This is for the historian after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books.
It's astounding how they squeeze thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more into their store.
And it's also astounding how you and I both squeeze into our pants every day. Well, handsome, they have a warehouse too, and that's where they keep all those books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs.
What if I prefer to browse in the store and don't want to go online to get my book?
Great question, Doodlebug. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com, stop by 42 York Street, or call 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
This special episode of Addressing Gettysburg is brought to you in part by me, audiobook narrator Mike Scott, narrator of Savis Beattie's Bloody Autumn, the Shenandoah Valley campaign of 1864, and Unlike Anything That Ever Floated, the Monitor and Virginia and the Battle of Hampton Roads. If you are an author or publisher interested in having your titles produced as audiobooks, or even just in learning more about the process, give me a shout. You can find my contact info on my website, MikeScottVoice.com. That's MikeScottVoice.com. Hey, historian, author, and licensed battlefield guide Tim Smith. Matt gave me a full minute, so let me ask you an important question. Isn't it about time that John Burns' Hero of Gettysburg became an audiobook? Sickles has an audiobook. You know Jenny Wade is going to deserve an audiobook. Let's give John a shot. Get in touch, Tim. It's MikeScottVoice.com. I'm Mike Scott, your voice of history.
What do Getty's Bike Tours customers say?
Very family friendly. We had a wonderful time with our son.
Me and my friends were able to rent these bikes and go at our own pace, so we were able to just do what we wanted to do when we wanted to do it, and I highly recommend it to anybody else.
It seemed like the right way to go to view the wonderful sights and also get an incredible amount of history from Bob.
Our tour guide Bruce was so knowledgeable about the facts and the history of these battlefields that I came away with an understanding that was unmatched by any other means.
The breeze on the battlefield made up for the hot day.
We had a wonderful time, great trip, lots of history, wonderful bike ride, perfect weather. Could have asked for a nicer day. Highly recommend it.
If you're going to tour Gettysburg, I would recommend doing it on the bike. It's a lot of fun.
I loved it. It was awesome.
We really couldn't stump the professor with any of our questions, so we thought it was really well worth it.
It was an excellent day out and got you outside and experienced the weather. Beautiful weather out here today.
We had a lot of fun. If you're thinking about it, I just say, give it a shot. It was awesome for us. I hope it's awesome for you guys too.
Go to gettysbike.com or call 717-752-7752 to book a battlefield experience you will never forget.
Civil War Trails. It's the world's largest open-air museum, and they offer over 1,300 sites across 6 states. Drive the Gettysburg campaign turn by turn, paddle to Frederick Douglass's birthplace, or hike to remote earthworks and artillery positions. Visit civilwartrails.org to request a brochure and explore their interactive map. Follow Civil War Trails and create some history of your own.
Need a Corps badge or other insignia for your uniform? Then check out the Badge Maker. Here's what some of his satisfied customers had to say. Miranda said, I ordered an identification disc from Joe and it's fantastic. He hand stamped it exactly as I wanted. It has a great rough on-campaign feel to it and was reasonably priced to boot. Greg said, my unit has purchased from him in the past. Quality badges and good service. And Jerry S. says, the Badge Maker is the go-to place for accurate replica Civil War badges. Visit CivilWarCorpsBadges.com and attach a message with your order saying you heard about him on Addressing Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, a Nation Divided mobile app, is relaunching this summer. Gettysburg, a Nation Divided is an award-winning mixed reality mobile application using augmented reality technology. It transports users into the most crucial moments in the Battle of Gettysburg, the turning point of the Civil War. Users can listen and watch historic figures share their stories as lifelike animated avatars, traverse 360-degree image sequences of the battlefield. Its cinematic battle sequences are narrated by actor Scott Eastwood. The mobile app is available for free on iOS and Android. It's designed to be used anywhere, at home, at school, at the park, or at Gettysburg National Military Park. It uses GPS to help guide you through your journey to see the stories and events unfold at the exact location where they occurred. So go into your phone's app store and get it now for free. That's Gettysburg, a Nation Divided.
What's up, everybody? It's Pat McGuire, co-host of the History Things podcast. Co-host Matt Borders and I offer a fresh new podcast taking on some of the most famous, as well as some of the most unheard of stories from U.S. and world history. Always conversational and approachable, we take the deep dives that you want into history, as well as exploring the rabbit holes that you didn't even ask us to. New episodes every quarter with follow-up episodes roughly 30 to 40 days afterwards. Download the History Things podcast on most major podcast apps, including Apple Podcast, Google Play, Spotify, and by asking your Amazon Alexa smart device to play the History Things podcast. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the History Things podcast. As always, thanks for listening. Now back to the show.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg. Like wiping with sandpaper. Ouch! Here's Matt and the gang.
So, last, I guess it was October when we met John Eric at Farnsworth House. Eric, is that right? September, October? Yeah. It was still warm out, but it was getting more pleasant. Anyway, he is out in Pittsburgh at the Captain SB GAR post, and I was emailing with him today, but back then he said that we were on his list to have come and speak out there. And so I said, well, I don't know what the hell I would talk about, but I would love to. And so we've been emailing this week about what we could possibly do. And so I think I'm going to do something. In other words, I think it's October is when we're talking about. In October, I'm going to be out there in Pittsburgh doing my first speaking engagement, which should be interesting. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to talk about because let's face it, I don't pose as a historian. I don't call myself a historian. I won't call myself a historian no matter what bona fides I have. I think the word like hero and many other things has been diluted over the years. And when you have everybody just going around putting a descriptor in front of the word historian, it kind of, and you know, it's like, but how many are actually historians, you know? And then, of course, actual historians kind of resent that. And I'm not that. I'm a facilitator. I facilitate a conversation between the audience and the historians. So, yeah. So I don't know exactly what we're talking about, what I'm going to talk about, but something. Something. We'll see what it is. So it should be...
very specific. Yes.
Well, I got time to get specific. I still have some time to think about it.
Thanks for that.
I think it's going to be something related to podcasting, but I just don't know exactly what yet. You know what I mean? Like it's something in relation to, but not necessarily our podcast, but something in general about podcasting. And
get with me after this, and I'll give you some ideas.
You got an idea?
I'll give you a resource to use for some ideas on how to cover that topic.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. But not in a way. Okay, so I'm not going to do it like how podcasting is changing the face of public history. I'm not going to do that. Maybe I am going to make it more personal about our experience with this. Maybe that's what I'm going to do.
That's probably the best way. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what the angle will be. I'll just wing it. I'll get some index cards with a couple of notes on them, and I'll just go and wing it. See what happens.
I mean, that's basically what this whole exercise has been for, at least since I've been here.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like that's what we do is we wing it anyway. So what the hell? So that's what we're going to do there in October, and then let's see. Is there anything else? Oh, Mikey got his Von Dedham & Co. bag. Look at that. Show the camera there, Mikey. Very good. Very good. His Von Dedham & Co. original Atlas bag, right? That's what you're calling it, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. The Atlas bag.
I change the name every couple of weeks.
What is it now?
It's what it is right now.
Okay, the Atlas bag. And that is nice. That is nice. I think, once again, a beautiful job. There's going to be a lot of these bags on our April 9th tour. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, our first Get Out of the Car tour of the year is on April 9th. And April and May are the only ones that are not on the third Saturdays because competition. We just couldn't competition. We couldn't compete.
We couldn't competition.
We couldn't
with them.
competition with Jesus Christ and Gary Edelman and Tim Smith in May. So we decided to change those weekends. So yeah, make sure you always go to addressinggettysburg.com/get out of the car tours. Just go to the events tab and you'll find it there. That's got the full schedule and so on and so forth. Von Dedham and Co. at gmail.com is the email address if you want one, right, Eric?
And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Von Dedham and Co.
I had to spell it in my head.
Von Dedham has 2 T's.
It does. VONDETTUM and Co.
And
at
Co.
gmail.com.
And Mike has the other thing he's got is the wallet.
And if you don't want, something that big, you can always go with the smaller
Look at that.
cartridge box wallet. It's
Very clever, very nice, very good stuff. And Eric made the baldric for our flag.
Hold on, let's see if I can get it here.
Can you get it? And
it's one of those black bits on the wall in the back.
Yeah, they're over there. If you could grab it, Colby, hand it to me, and I'll show it to the camera.
Put your gimp harness on.
It is. Yeah, there you go. Let Eric show it.
Why do I have to?
Because you made it. There's more room on your shot anyway. This is a wider shot.
All right, hold on. I'm coming in with the camera here.
Now, I thought this was some kind of a cod piece when I saw him making it online, but that is not the case. That said, it is a baldric. That is what they call the thing that you carry the flag in. The thing that you carry the flag in. That is the definition of it. It sounds like, or it looks like, we have a caller. Is this Barbara on the air? Or not? Perhaps Barbara's not there.
Hello.
Barbara, hello. Are you there? We've gone to you on the phone. I'm going to return you to the queue, Barbara, and if you stick around, then we will get to you in a couple of minutes. So yeah, so that's the thing there. Now, the latest thing on Devil's Den is what? In the last week, people were all upset because they closed it for 20 seconds so that they could deliver granite, right?
That was last week.
Yeah, that was last week.
It remains closed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still closed.
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can't go up to the rocks.
Oh, yeah. No, but they closed the road last time to put the...
so you could deliver, like,
right.
how many...
And
how
people
many
were all...
tons of granite it is.
And I heard from someone who I know in the Park Service, and they're like, heard what you said about us last week on the show.
I knew that was going to happen.
And I said, yeah. And they're like, couldn't agree with you more.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not going to say who it was.
Fair
but,
enough. You can tell me afterwards.
I'll tell you afterwards. But yeah. And I just want to remind whoever the hell cares, which is probably nobody, that I'm on the Park Service's side. Like, I hear what the people are saying. I'm sure you do too. And I think you're shooting yourself in the foot with the tone that you're using in these posts. When you start off a post last week saying, before you comment, read the whole article, that just rubs me away. Like it just... You're not doing yourself any favors, and with the public, and you work for the public. It's just I'm trying to offer constructive criticism as someone who loves the people at Gettysburg National Military Park. It's not fair to the staff to put those things out in public like that, and then it makes it look like everybody subscribes to that attitude, and I don't think that's true. So
no, it's
that's
definitely not true.
No, it's not true. and then I'm trying to be a friend. Not that you need me, because, you've got Uncle Sam, but I'm still trying to be a friend. So that's it. Please don't take it as any kind of mean-spirited criticism, because that's not true. But what is the latest with Devil's Den? Nothing right after the granite slabs.
Yeah.
So it's still closed.
And for those of you who didn't get past the read the article before commenting, basically the federal funding became available to do both Devil's Den and Little Round Top at the same time, something they've applied for 10 years ago or more, and so they decided to do both at this time because the funding was there.
Yeah, and so that's another thing too, is this might be sudden to a lot of you out there, but this has been in the works for 10 years.
And that's something that we've talked about is okay, you got the funding. I get that. But my God, a week? A week's notice?
It
Come
was
on.
2, Eric. Be fair.
The
It was 2.
doesn't work that fast. Nothing does.
I see what you're saying.
But I do. I totally understand the whole funding thing. I had to deal with like the federal contracting process, if you can call it that. And so when I was out at Fort Lewis the last time, they were building these brand new barracks, like brand new, amazing barracks, even though they didn't have anybody to house in them. And the reason was because the funding had been approved 10 years prior, when the Army was still like building up, like we were still expanding. And
were they building it on the prospect that we would have a larger?
No, they were building it because they had the funding. Like they got the funding, the contracts were all approved, and then the Army decided to downsize, but nobody ever like canceled those contracts. So they built legitimately brand new housing for a full brigade, which is like 5,000 people. But didn't have anybody to put in it.
Well,
it was amazing.
Now we know why we're falling apart, because we do shit like that. That's crazy stuff. And so is it just sitting there abandoned now? Or
I don't know now. Like I haven't been to Fort Lewis in 7 years.
Hopefully they're using it for something. Sell to a private contractor. They can make housing out of it or something.
People there. I don't know.
Oh boy, let's try. Well, go ahead.
Barbara said that she's been trying to talk, but she can't talk, so she's on the phone. Yeah.
She can't talk.
But she can't talk. It's or something like that. Let's see.
Well, this isn't a video call. I can't see. Barbara, are you there? Can you hit your mute button? Maybe you've muted yourself. Barbara, Earth to Barbara. Hello, Barbara.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. All right. Well, I'm gonna leave Barbara open. Barbara says, "Hi, this is Barbara. I'm calling from New Jersey. I just want to ask about the event at Farnsworth with Bo and Patrick Gorman. I hope you're not thinking it's coming up, because it was back in February.
Yeah.
But if you have a question specific to that, I'm leaving the line open there for you, Barbara. So if you can hear us and you can figure out why you can't be heard, or if you want to hang up and call back, maybe you just have a bad cell. Who knows? Just do something, because we're going to end this.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
It's a USB.
Playing something in the background.
No, that's us talking, Barbara.
No, because I'm watching on my iPad. What it's playing on the phone was not what you were saying on the iPad.
Oh, there's a delay.
Well, whatever.
Please turn your radio
because
down.
I had called in.
No, go ahead. It was a radio joke. Go ahead.
My volume is off. I just talk loud. I had called in once before when Bo was on the show.
Yeah, I remember.
And as soon as you posted that that we could listen to that podcast or whatever you want to call it from the event, I did it, and my comment was, I wish we could see video on it. And he said, well, we don't have video, so shut up.
I did not say
anyway,
that, Barbara. I did not. I said, if you'd like to volunteer to do the video, we will gladly let you. But yeah, go ahead.
I don't think you want me doing video. But what I wanted to ask was, but I did enjoy listening to what there was.
Thank you.
Have you ever had any of the actors who played Union guys on, or do you only do Southern?
No, yeah. We had Brian Mallon on our Patreon. Well, that was January?
A couple months ago.
Yeah, it was a couple months ago he was on. And we had no, that's it. I think that was it. Yeah, he was the only Union actor. I'm trying to get C. Thomas Howell.
Jeff Daniels told us to pound
sand. That's the one I was thinking of, because I don't know what he's doing, but he should be available.
Well, he's all into music now, so he's traveling with his band around the country, and he's really into that, and he knows about us. We've had a few people at one. I can't remember who it was. Oh, it was my friend Colin's wife. She went to some convention that he was at, and she got up and asked him a question at the Q&A. It was something like, why don't you go on Address in Gettysburg or something like that, or you should go on Address in Gettysburg. And he kind of perked up, and because he'd heard about it. from someone else. I don't remember who, but we'll get him eventually. And I give up all hope on Jeff Daniels.
I've been rewatching the movie, and he had a bigger part than actually I really remembered.
Oh yeah.
But you guys know the movie a lot better than I do. And twice I've heard him say the story about when he was supposed to go see Longstreet and say, General Lee wants to see you, and he was talking about how the director, how they were all making faces at him, and the director's calling cut. Remember that story?
Yes. I've heard it 62 times.
Like almost every time we hang out with
Is
Bo.
that scene actually in the movie? Because I can't really find it, or was that cut?
So the scene is when they're all meeting on the morning of day 2, but they cut out the part of his scene. They start it with the shot that he describes where the camera's kind of moving in on a crane. But then they edit it in a different way, and they cut out that whole part with him.
Because Bo screwed it up.
Because he messed it up.
And it was too expensive to keep reshooting it.
Yeah, they docked him a day's wages for all the film that he wasted. So it is, the scene is in there, but it's not in there as it was shot, I guess is the best way to put it.
Okay. Good enough. Okay, I won't take any more of your time. Let me say one thing, and I don't know if you can do anything about this.
Okay.
Now, I usually watch on my iPad, right?
Yeah.
But there's no way for me, like on Facebook Lives, there's the little speaker with the X. You can just tap it and mute it. But there's not anything on YouTube that I see I can do that.
No, there is no volume control on the screen on YouTube. You have to use it on the device itself.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll call them and ask them if they can make that happen for you.
Is there any way you'd be willing to do simultaneous Facebook Live and
a
YouTube?
simulcast?
We'll do anything for $20.
Yeah, exactly. We can absolutely do that. There is a way to do it both ways, and I was actually thinking about that when I was last week. I was writing something, and I was like, you know what? There is a way to do this. But does your iPad not have volume controls on the side?
Oh, yeah, it does, but it's weirder. And the only other thing is when you go live on Facebook, there's a chime or a ding or a noise on my iPad.
Right.
When you go live on YouTube, the notification comes up, but it doesn't make a noise if I'm not looking at the screen. I don't know you're live.
That's in the. You have to change that in the settings on your iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I get like 400 notifications because I subscribe to all this crap.
Well, that's the big problem is you're subscribing to other crap. We should be the only crap you subscribe to.
Correct.
You're only on once a week, though.
Yeah. Well, again, we would do more
for anybody. And today you weren't even on for the first half hour. So.
No, that was Colby's fault.
Blame it on a new guy over here.
No, it wasn't Colby's.
And who is the guy? Who's the guy behind Eric in the black shirt?
The skeleton, the skull on the wall.
No, it's not a skull. It's a person. I think it's a person.
Sitting next to Eric?
He's got a mustache, dark hair.
Talking
He's
about
just
Ross.
moved his hand.
You're getting talked about right now, dude.
Ross is a friend of Colby's, and he's in from Florida visiting. So we said, come sit in with us, Ross.
Okay, that's all. I just wanted to know because I don't remember seeing him before.
No, this is his first time. He's a virgin.
Well, now he's not. So there you go.
Yeah,
okay,
it won't be after the
Matt
show.
and everybody.
Barbara, thank you for the
talk
call,
later.
and thank you for your support. Thanks,
All right.
Barbara. Have a good one.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Barbara there. Well, I think that we pretty much touched on everything that we need to touch on. It's only an hour and 15 minutes. Usually we go an hour and a half, but we don't have Ronnie's news. And without Ronnie's news, we don't know what's going on. So for the next week, I'm going to be like walking around going, I don't know, where are we in history? Like, what are we doing? What affects my life? And that's because Veronica is not here. But she'll be here at some point anyway. All right, that is all I wanted to say there. And I don't have my outro, so we're just going to sing you out, ladies and gentlemen. And what song should we do? Should we do Boys to Men, So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday? Want to do that?
What's this we?
2, 3. How do I... Come on, guys. Say goodbye to what
You're the only one here that's 40 years old. You know that, right?
What were we singing? What were we singing the other day? What were we singing the other day here in the office? Dude?
We were singing. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm. Yeah, it was stuck in my stupid head.
It's gonna be in there again now. Everybody listening, you're welcome.
Come on. Anyway, that's it. And like I said, I don't have the outro programmed on here yet, so I'm going to say good night to you all. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Colby. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Mike, for sitting in for Ronnie. Ronnie, I hope you're having fun at the festivities. Oh, and Cam, if you're watching, buddy, I have too many personal things I have to take care of, and the only chance that I had to do them is tomorrow. And so I'm not going to be able to make it down to West Virginia, and I'm sorry because I really did want to come down and support you and record it and then play it and make fun of it the next week. But it's just life's gotten in the way here. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for your help, and we will see you next week. Goodbye. Okay, I'll just do this.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
But it's over. It's over.